When the Morrison family bought their dream home in suburban Pennsylvania in 2019, they thought they'd found paradise. A beautiful Victorian house with original hardwood floors, a wraparound porch, and a price that seemed too good to be true. But there was a reason it was so cheap. The previous owners had sealed something inside. The first week was perfect. Sarah and Michael Morrison, along with their 2 teenage kids, spent their days unpacking and exploring their new home. Behind a false wall, hidden beneath layers of salt, iron nails, and what looked like pages from old Bibles, was a door. A small door, barely 3 feet tall, painted solid black. Michael, thinking it was just some quirky historical feature, broke the seal and opened the door. The family woke to the sound of scratching inside the walls. Their son Jake reported seeing a figure standing at the foot of his bed, impossibly tall and thin, with eyes that reflected light like an animal's, symbols that would reappear no matter how many times she wiped them away. And Michael, the one who'd opened that door, started having violent nightmares where a voice whispered the same thing over and over. "You let me out." They called priests, paranormal investigators, even a demonologist from New York. Everyone who examined the house came to the same terrifying conclusion. The demon hadn't escaped when Michael opened the door. It had been bound to the house itself in 1887 by a previous owner who practiced dark rituals. The seal wasn't keeping the demon in the small room. It was keeping the demon weak, contained to that tiny space. By breaking the seal, Michael had given it access to the entire house, and according to the binding spell, the demon could never leave the property. The family tried to leave, tried to sell, tried to simply abandon the house. Every potential buyer reported feeling watched, hearing voices, seeing shadows move independently of any light source. The demon made its presence known in escalating ways, handprints appearing on their skin while they slept, voices mimicking their own, calling to them from empty rooms, objects moving on their own, sometimes violently. And here is the truly horrifying part. The demon was untrying to possess them or kill them. After over a century of isolation in that tiny sealed room, it finally had company, and it would do anything to make sure they never left. The Morrisons still live in that house today. They don't go into certain rooms after dark. They don't acknowledge the whispers in the walls. And they never, ever try to perform any kind of cleansing or exorcism. The demon had made its message clear. This was its home now. They were just living in it. So here's my question for you. If you accidentally freed a demon that was trapped in your home and you couldn't leave, what would you do? Drop your answer in the comments below, because sometimes the most horrifying monsters aren't the ones that follow you home. They're the ones that are already waiting inside.